Welcome to the section Age of Dryden. Now we're going to see the unit Age of Dryden, which is other called as Restoration Age and also called as the Age of Augustine. First, we discuss the meaning of the term in British history. The term restoration denotes the restoration of monarchy. After the disposition and execution of Charles I in 1649, Oliver Cromwell took over the administration of Great Britain as Lord Protector till his death in 1658. After the death of Cromwell, his son Richard succeeded him. English people were not satisfied with his rule. Hence, Charles II, the son of executed king who was in self-exile in France during this period, was invited and the British throne restored to him. The British throne restored to him. The Restoration Age is characterized by a serious setback in the social and moral life of the people. This was due to an inevitable reaction against Puritan excess. The French influence brought by the king and the courtiers went a long way to encourage this drastic innovation. All the theatres that were kept closed during the Puritan age were reopened. Before going deep to this, we have to analyze the historical background. The four important incidents takes place during this age. First, the restoration of Charles II, Popish plot, Golden Revolution, the foundation of Royal Society for Science. The restoration of Charles II increased immorality. This immorality and the levity of the age is reflected in its literature, especially in the drama, which once more come into its own after the reopening of the theatres. The plays of Dryden, the most representative poets of the period, reflect these immorality and grossness of life in ample measures. The Great Fire in 1665 and the Plague followed were popularly regarded as suitable punishments for sin of profligate and selfish king. People roamed the streets, abdicating and seducing the woman of peace-loving citizen. The religious and political quarrels also appeared in this age. It is the bitterness of political and religious passion. The Whigs and the Tories were to play such a leading role in English politics for a long time to come. The Whig, who sought to limit the royal power in the interest of the people and Parliament. Tories supported the divine right theory of king. Next, we go to Popish plot. The king sided with his brother Shaftesbury and overthrown, and the way was clear for the assassination of Thomas. Assassination of James. The famous poem of Dryden, Absalom and Achitophel, is only one of the countless works which reflect these religious and political conflicts of the day. Next, we are going to see the Golden Revolution, which happened in 1688. It is also called as a Bloodless Revolution. The Bloodless Revolution of 1668, which is called the Protestant, the William and the Mary of Orange to the throne, indicates that the country was restored once again to health and sanity. Next, before going too deep into the age, we have to see the literary background. First, rise of neoclassicism. The rise of neoclassicism because the break with the past was absolute and almost. It is called classical or neoclassical as opposed to the Elizabethan romanticism. Another thing is imitation of the ancients. Lacking of the genius of Elizabethan and the authors of the time turned to the great classical writers, in particular to Latin writers, for their guidance and inspirations. This habit, quite noticeable during the time of Dryden. Next is the influence of French. The influence of French, it was which predominated Charles II, and the literary men who accompanied him had passed most of their time in France, and when they returned to England, they brought with them a new admiration for French literature, renounced old ideals and standards, and demanded that English poetry and drama should follow the style to which they had grown accustomed in their gaiety of Paris life. English writers imitated the French blindly. Next, we pass on to realism and formalism and the age of prose and reason. This tendency towards formalism and preciseness, this avoidance of enthusiasm, and it overthrew with reason, and reason is over passion, would justify us in calling this period the age of prose and reason. Now we find Dryden's writing, which is short, script, clear, cut sentence. It is for this reason that he has been called the father of modern English prose. He has been called the father of modern English prose, and it is a period declining of the relic and rise of satire. The poets are given to reasoning in verse, but it is used for narrative or satire or didactic purpose. So, the poetic out is narrative and argumentative. The best poetry of the era is satirical. Example, Dryden's Absalom and Achitophel is an excellent example of political satire, and his Macflucknow, that is of personal satire. Finally, the heroic couplet. It attains its perfection. The age is the growth and the perfection of the heroic couplet. Charles had also used the couplet, but he cared more for the thoughts than for the form. But with the Restoration writers, the forms become all important. Dryden made the couplet prevailing literary fashion. It becomes the order of the day, and excluding all other forms of versification. And we have to know why this neoclassicism rise. There are 4 causes for this. First one is the excess of the metaphysics, the restoration of Charles II, and the rise of scientific spirit, and the rise of new philosophy. The another important things happen in this era is founding of Royal Society. That is the third rise of scientific spirit. During this period, the Royal Society of England was founded in 1662 under the patronage of King Charles II. The prominent members of the society were outstanding personalities in literature and various branches of science, and including John Dryden, Isaac Newton, Harvey, and Napier. The purpose of this organization was to encourage and develop scientific spirit, and also to develop a clear, simple, and lucid style in language. Next, we're going to see about chief characters of this age. The nature becomes their focus. Simplicity, reason, correctness, good sense were their watching word. They emphasize on universal truth and general ideas. The purpose of poetry was to instruct and delight. The style and diction got modified. The superiority of rhyme over blank verse. Last, rise of heroic couplet. Next, we're going to see about the names of major poets in this age. First, John Dryden, Samuel Butler, and John Earl Haddon. Let's see our first major poet who was very famous on that age, and we start with his life, education, and his contribution to the English literature. John Dryden's birth in 1631 and died in 1700. Was born at Alwood as a son of Emerus Dryden. The name of his mother was Mary Fricknering. He was educated at Westminster Abbey under headmaster Dr. Ruxby. He had his education at Cambridge for 5 years. He took his degree in year 1663. He married Lady Elizabeth. He is only a poet of second rate, but he is remembered as the father of English criticism. He is remembered as father of English criticism. Though a staunch Puritan, he turned to be a royalist. Soon after the restoration of English throne to Chaucer to the throne, Charles II. During 40 years from the Restoration, Dryden, the most conspicuous personality in the literary circle, and he was leading of and the leader of every movement. The principal works of the principal work of John Dryden are The Hinder and the Partner, Absalom and Achitophel, which is a commander political satirical work, MacFlucknoe, a personal satire, Religious Lazy, a satirical work. Now we see one by one about the theme. The theme of The Hinder and the Partner is Dryden's view on the Catholic faith expressed by means of a beast fable. Next, Absalom and Achitophel. It's a political, satirical work. And the third is MacFlucknoe. MacFlucknoe is a highly entertaining lampoon on Thomas Shadwell with typical allusions and marked heroic framing. Thomas Shadwell is presented as the son and the successor of Richard Flucknoe, the Irish priest and the poet taster. He is also depicted as the emperor of the kingdom, senses who never deviated into sense. The word Mark is used to mean son of. Next, the dramatic work All for Love. The subject matter of Dryden's All for Love is the story of Antony and Cleopatra. This remarkable play is written in blank verse. The alternate title of this play is World Well Lost. This historical tragedy is inspired by Shakespeare, Antony and Cleopatra. Then we going to see about critical works. The first one is Preface to the Fables. The Preface to the Fables is one of the most delightful and unconstrained of all Dryden's prose piece. It is undoubtedly a great literary achievement. This is considered as an invaluable critical comment. And the second, the essay on dramatic poesy. Dramatic poesy is a monumental work of criticism designed in the form of a dialogue. And he also written some of songs. The songs, name of the songs are Ode on Saint Cecily Days, Alexandria Feast, Annales Mirabilis. Now we get a clear view on age of Dryden and the age of Restoration and the age of Augustine. Even though it is a period called Restoration, age of reasoning, it has some defects. The main defects point out about this Augustan age are that the literature is decorative, dull and unimaginative. Above all, it was dependent on the patronage of someone in static or church or on the royal court. So, finally, we come to a conclusion. In conclusion, we have to say something about the previous and also this age. The previous age is a Puritan age. So, it also plays a major role. It also has some impact on this age. To conclude this discussion, it may said to be that the Restoration age remains important as the literature of transition. Its reaction against Elizabethan and Puritanical age was strong, but it gradually came to realize the folly of the negative approach. Again, you have to keenly observe, it gradually come to realize the folly of that negative approach. The Puritanical spirit was kept alive by John Bunyan and Elizabethan forms, and influence began to acknowledge after the 1680s. The Restoration age is also important for its attempt to perfect the heroic couplet and the adoption of realism as the main mode. However, it is in its stabilizing of English prose under the inspiration of France and the Royal Society that this age is made its greatest contribution to the English literature.